This is Josh Bycer from GameWisdom.com. Hope you enjoy this episode of my Bastion Let's Break. Alright everybody, I've been putting this off for long enough. It's time to start my Let's Break of Bastion. This was voted on, I believe, for the 800, I want to say, Let's Play, or it could be 900 at this point. I've completely lost track. But Bastion was developed by Supergiant Games and was their first game and a really amazing title with a unique style and some amazing music, which I hope you can hear, and I hope that won't get me a copyright flag on YouTube. For this Let's Break, we're going to go through the entire game and see what makes this game so special. So let's get into it. I've already been in this game several times in the past, so we're just going to go with normal mode, new game. And let's do it.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one.
There's our narrator.
Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
So our narrator friend will be talking and commenting on everything that we're going to do. And the visual side of the game is just amazing to look at that. Look at
Ground
those
forms up
graphics
under his
there.
feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road.
There's the first of many
Well,
weapons.
it's a touching reunion.
Alright. Trying to get used to the controls again. Now, if we do enough stuff...
Sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity.
If we bring enough stuff, the narrator will actually comment on it. But Bastion is a action, or
Not a survivor.
more of an action-adventure
Oh,
game, I
man.
guess.
It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Starts to feel his bruises, though.
Now we're picking up resources, those little crystals. That'll be used to buy some of the upgrades and special stuff later.
Kid just rages for a while.
There we go. Knew he was gonna say something. The music has kind of like a Middle Eastern feel to it. And this kind of like great music would also...
Peter falls out of the sky.
Alright, narrator, I'm trying to talk here.
But it'll have to do.
Alright, so the music also is a trend that was seen in Supergiant Games' second game, Transistor.
Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
We got our gun, we have our range.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
And when I first played this, I used, I think, the keyboard and mouse, but it's been a long time since my last play.
A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines.
Now, experience is important as it will let us get more abilities. And we'll need these
Kid finds a
items.
memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her.
Will come in handy at some point. Now, what makes Bastion so interesting, we won't see that at least for a few more minutes in.
He sets foot inside one of Zealandia's famous watering holes.
And that is the game's
Inside's old
sculptable
Ronde,
difficulty.
the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did.
Alright. Narrator's going to be fighting me, I think, for whoever's telling the story here.
Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
Now, if we break him, we'll actually get another little dialogue.
Ronde always wanted his ashes scattered here.
That's kind of what really drove a lot of people to Bastion. It's kind of like having this dynamic narrator. Now we got our little shield here, which means we can actually block attacks now.
But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief.
Come on.
Clang. Shield saves his hide.
And there's a lot of technical play to the game, in terms of being able to counter and break things quickly. I'll stop all these guys. So let's see if I can get a counter blow. Or not. That's a really good touch there they do. That if you pick up a potion, you're at full health, you will get experience for it instead. Ow. There we go, got a counter. Get away from me. There we go. Die.
Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
And as we load things up, the game throws in a lot of different challenges at you, and has a really good job of rewarding you for exploring and doing more.
And it ain't broke.
Ah, the bow.
Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
I believe we'll get an upgrade that will enhance that.
Right back at you.
And the right trigger will be a special effect that we will get, I think, by the end of this level, or maybe the next one. Eat that. Once you get good at the timing for these power shots, it makes life a lot easier for you. So far, so good. Ah, here we go.
Up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner.
Take that. And we can only use these special moves by the vitals, or the tonics that we have, which you can see that underneath my health down there. Personally, I like this weapon better, simply because I rather have a sniping-based weapon than a rapid fire.
He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Alright, so this is the first thing that the developers allow you to essentially control your progression. As we go up in level, we unlock slots that we fill with these special drinks, and then in turn, they will give us some kind of special bonus. And then some are easier to use than others. So plus 10 max health is always popular, and we were playing the game harder. That would be a good one to take. We go for something a little bit riskier, such as plus 10% critical hit chance, or something that will just make it a little bit easier to pick things up. And I think that's what I'll do to start with.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Again, this is where we can alter our weapons. I'm going to switch things around. Simply because I'm used to X being melee. That's from all those years of playing action games. And then we have some that are specific to each weapon. I'll take the whirlwind. You never know when you need a crowd control. There we go.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Get away, you. Now, the combat is a little bit floaty. You are just going to be mashing X from time to time. But as you can see, there is some complexity with how you can time blocks and counters.
That one was Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though.
Yeah, you can be kind of a jerk in this game if you want to. Let's see, can I time it? There we go.
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way.
Alright, get ready.
The Bastion's real close now.
Oh. And the game is auto-locking on. Yeah, this was another very popular game soundtrack to buy. Yeah, once you get good with timings for everything, the game does become a lot easier. What we have here?
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags.
Can't step on their little
Kid
goo
maybe
there.
shouldn't have done what he just did.
You can see the health bar underneath there. Get away from me, you. Some enemies, it's harder to get the counter going. I found the fast ones are easier.
Rob's a scumbag of his last name.
And that should do it.
Kid puts him out of his misery.
Come on, give me some resources here. And you saw we also leveled up.
The core to the wharf district. He steals the city's heart. Might as well.
And now we run.
Kid has a feeling you better get a move on.
Run.
The place is starting to fall.
No time to stop and fight.
Kid just keeps running.
Now we get through this whole thing, I think we get a slight
Something
reward.
like crazy.
I can fall to my
At last,
supposed
the
doom.
skyway's in sight.
Or we can just do
Whisked
that.
him where he needs to go.
Now we arrive at the Bastion, which is our
Now the
hub
kid
area.
sees something stranger still. His mind races.
Again, look at that
Anybody else
visual
survive?
color in this game.
Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell.
Again, he
All
provides
I tell him
narration
is
on
to set
everything.
That core of his on the monument there. Then watch.
For each core, we bring back a piece of the Bastion.
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use.
And eventually we will
Now
unlock
the Bastion
everything in
can
the
send him
Bastion,
even farther into the wild unknown.
but we can only do one at a time.
Kid ponders what to build.
So I will build... Let's get the arsenal first.
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Yeah, come on. There's the mirror shield. That could be very useful before we get
Ain't
surrounded.
much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
And these spots will become available over time.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him.
Oh,
The
you?
Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
And the game provides you
Bastion.
with...
Caelondia's safe haven. Once the highest point in the city. Too bad it wasn't finished before the calamity struck.
Alright. As the game hints, there was a mass calamity, and we won't find out everything there is about the world. The game does a good job of keeping the narration and the story focused on the characters here. Now there are a bunch of these little secret areas or bonus challenges, which will unlock upgrades for the specific weapon or item that we're using. And you can come back and do these at any time.
Target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets in the fewest shots.
Alright, come on. So here we have a little bit of a challenge.
He's armed. And he's off.
We have to clear all these in as few shots as possible. So let's see. And this is simply a challenge of trying to prioritize your targets. Go for it. I think this should do it. And I screwed up. Just simply because I held it too long.
Kid ain't had enough of the
Alright, let's go.
Takes practice. And a mighty strong bow helps too.
This is kind of the problem with using the gamepad. I think it would actually be easier to use the manual aim of a keyboard and mouse. Let me see if I can switch things over. 1 second. The problem is that because it auto locks on, it kind of gets in the way for this specific challenge. So 1 second there. Now this is a lot easier. If I can actually get the timing down. Yeah, I think the first time I played this, I used keyboard and mouse. And again, for these specific challenges, it's easier. Alright, so let's try this. Oh, I still miss. Damn. That's better. Again, simple challenge. I will probably have to restart, though.
He puts on the right solid performance.
Yeah. First gets us the resource. This gets us some upgrade material. And let's try this one more time, and I should be able to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think this will actually work, though. Something due to how the camera is focusing. Alright, come on, we can do this. It's always nerve-wracking when you're being tested, right?
He's feeling real proud of that.
There we go. This unlocks a special skill. You want? And we're out. We'll have to see how things go as we get further in.
I don't believe it when he says he passed the Breakers challenge.
As I was saying, we'll have to see how things go further in if I want to stick with gamepad or use the keyboard and mouse for everything. But for now, we can switch things back. There we go. And with that upgrade, we got Breaker Volley. Again, you're not going to need all these abilities in the game, but there are extra challenges and a good way of testing the player's mastery. Let me check our time here. We're at 22 minutes in. I figure we'll try and keep these plays to about 40 minutes if we can. Maybe 35,
now
40.
He lands at the intersection between bad and wrong.
And at that rate, we should be able to do at least 2, maybe 3 missions a video.
Twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock.
Again, all the little effects there. Get back here,
Kid
you.
ain't ever seen an elephant squirt before. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw.
Got a new weapon. And so this is kind of like our melee meets range weapon. Not bad, but not really my style. Especially since we are using the big old hammer.
They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. Squirts don't make the best of friends, but they can be useful in a pinch. No sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble.
Alright, that's one down.
Them squirts just don't know when to quit.
You can see the little effect there when they like sort of stretch out as a clue they're about to attack.
Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash. And there he is. The oldest scumbag of them all. Gershel. Her calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition.
Get away from me, buddy.
Shame old Gershel can't float like when he was a young fella.
Let's see what we got here. And we'll eventually make use of all these little resources.
No surprise. Like the gas fellas are hiding it from him.
Some more drinks up.
No why gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing.
And the game really does challenge you to get the timing down for a lot of these advanced maneuvers.
And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage.
We'll come back to that in a few minutes. There's still one more path to explore.
Blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. Almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
Yeah, and this stuff will be used for upgrading when the time comes. Which should be in the next few minutes.
Where windbags used to keep the local forge. Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch.
Goodbye, Percy.
Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
Again, I find it easier to counter fast enemies than I do slow. Oh. Alright, buddy, I'm coming for you. Oh. And hopefully there's something good in here.
Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Okay. So basically we need material and we need to use our crystals. Because I did good, or I did well on the bow challenge, we have this resource. And as you can see, we basically choose one upgrade per tier. And then it's kind of locked after that. So I'm going to go with just the pure damage. I think that will help out more.
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting.
They had the guy quote a whole lot of dialogue for this game. And then for this, I like plus draw speed. So quicker the draw speed is, quicker I can make the power shots.
With a good length of miscut, that bow's like new again.
So I can switch at will, but I can only have one active. I have another one, but I can't do it yet. And once we get to the armory, I'll be able to swap things
Core
out.
ain't here neither, so he's gotta guess again.
Now, of course, we know where the core is, and that's where we'll head next. I'll drink. And let's go get our core. There are a whole lot of guys up there. And you can see the plus 50% damage really paying off. Ooh, ooh. Get away from me, you. We don't need to heal.
There's a new marshal in town.
Yeah.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where it started.
Good hit. And we are out of here. So our reward is, again, to choose one building to add to the Bastion at a time.
Just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it.
And where is it?
Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
What do we have? The forge or the distillery? I am going to choose the forge because we haven't really leveled up yet. And we'll get a very powerful way of leveling up later
A lot
on.
of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
Oh, that's the thing that I found for the bow challenge. So let's head back up.
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
And we have another challenge here. Or I'm sorry, we have 2 cores to go after. Let me check our time. We're at 30 minutes in. So the question is, do we do one more or do we call it for this video? Bastion isn't that long of a game if you know what you're doing. It's fairly easy to go through each area and clear it. Do we really want to do another play? You know, I think we'll wrap up. We'll make this first episode a little bit on the quicker side, just so folks can get in and see what's going on. And we'll try to keep to, again, 30 minutes to 45 per episode. Next time, we'll probably take on these 2 areas and any special areas that get unlocked as well. But that's going to do it for Bastion. For those of you who are fans or frequent visitors to the YouTube channel, this playthrough shouldn't be too long. I think if things go ideally, we should be done in maybe, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 episodes? I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head, but the game is definitely on the shorter side, as I said. So we're not going to be getting to like 20, 30 episodes like we did with Bloodborne and all that. But that's going to do it for this episode. So if you enjoyed things, be sure to like and subscribe. And be sure to check back regularly for more great content here and on GameWisdom.com, where we examine the art and science of games. Once again, this has been Bastion, and I'll see you next time with Part 2. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course share with your friends. It always helps out. For daily posts on all manner of game design and industry topics, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the site and everything that I do, be sure to check out the Patreon campaign. If we can hit goals, it will mean more content for everyone to enjoy, and I'll be able to support myself and my household. If you want to follow me, you can find me on Twitter at GWBycer for updates throughout the day and random thoughts from me. And lastly, you can find me on Twitch right over there at GWBycer for daily streams most nights around 10 Eastern. Thanks again for watching the video, and be sure to check out more great content coming to the Game Wisdom channel real soon.